Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. One of the known unknowns about this fight between Anthony Joshua, Unified Champion Joshua, and Jarrell Miller on June 1st in New York is, what is Jarrell Miller going to do in terms of his weight? What is the strategy going to be there? Because he does use his considerable bulk to his advantage in his fights, with his pressure style coming in, throwing lots of punches, trying to overwhelm, his opponent. And a big part of that is the physical presence that he has. For his past couple of fights, he's been around 315 pounds. For one of those, he was 317. But the opposition there, it was lower tier opposition, guys that he was expected to beat handily, Bogdan Dinu, and also a rinsed Thomas Adamek, who was 41 at the time. Prior to that, his weight has bounced around a little bit, but it wasn't near 315, 317. It was around the 300 range. In one of his more recent fights in the past couple of years, he was as low as 283 pounds. But the rub there was, he said he felt weak at 283 pounds when he fought Marius Wok. So he was going to go whole hog and go heavier. And that's when he started bringing in the heavier weights back to 300. And then obviously he kept going. I don't think he will come in anywhere close to 315. I think it will be more around 300. And some of what sort of leads me to think that is sort of encapsulated within this little montage video, which I've done for my backup channel, 99 Boxing. Go over there and please subscribe if you already haven't. The link is in the description, 99 Boxing. But we'll play this first and then we'll come back with a few thoughts.
Big man.
Hey, Joshua would have got that big bag.
What the that shit?
Hey, get this shit. Come on. Hey, Joshua, get that big bag.
I'm pissed right now because this diet shit ain't for me, but I'm doing it. We just came back from a run. And I'm like, yo, I'm hungry. Like, can I get a piece of salmon or something? No. You think it's funny? They throw me a grapefruit. That's some bullshit. I said I want some food. They throw me a grapefruit, take my ass, go to bed. But why can't I get a piece of salmon? And one might go say, AJ ain't eating no salmon this late. He probably ate a grapefruit. Knowing that fruity ass motherfucker, why is he eating grapefruit right now? Stupid ass grapefruit. Come on.
So that footage, it was taken from Jarrell Miller's social media, from Instagram, and you can see in the 2019 training camp stuff that he is really actually sort of putting in the hard yards. There's no joking around. There's no chasing Big Macs. He's just doing some shadow boxing, running down the road. And I actually thought from looking at those images that Miller actually seems to, he looks like he's less fleshier than he has been. Even at the press conference, what was that, about a month or 6 weeks ago? He doesn't seem to be, as big to me, just to the naked eye. But, it was dark clothing. That can be deceptive. But even his head in the other footage where he talked about the diet stuff didn't appear to be as fleshy and bulbous. But, that is often one of the first places, if you lose a bit of weight, that's where it comes off, is your face. And I think he does look like he's come down a bit. He's fined down. And I sort of think, is he going to come around about 300 pounds? And I think for him, he's obviously been playing around with the weight in the past year or two. The Wok fight, he said he didn't like 283 pounds, come back up. He was 315, 317 pounds for a couple of fights, but it was against lesser opposition. And other social media footage from during that time, those training camps, he was certainly not really, from what I could see, paying as much regard to his actual diet. He was having liberties and sort of saying, look, I'm a heavyweight. I don't have to make weight. but there's a very distinct sort of change in that footage where he was talking about his diet, that he hates it, but he has to do it. You know, he's having a grapefruit, and his nutritionist or whoever's helping him with the food side of things is saying to him, look, you know, you've just come back from this run. Anthony Joshua's not going to be sitting there eating just whatever he wants. He's probably going to be eating a grapefruit. And I'm not sure what sort of food Miller was talking about. I think he was trying to say salmon, but he was saying it's salmon. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure, but, you know, that's what it sounded like to me. But whatever it was, he wanted it. And his camp said basically, no, you need to have the grapefruit. We got to stick to this. And to me, that sort of signals how serious he is taking this, and he knows this is his big opportunity, that he has to come in prime and peak physical condition, no stone left unturned, which obviously when you're coming into the fight of your life, you may never get another title shot if this one passes you by. You have to put everything into it. So I do think that he is going to come in lighter than his recent weight of around 315 to 317 pounds. But I guess the question is, how high, you know, what's it going to be? Will it be something more closer to 283 pounds for the WOC fight? Or is it going to be something closer to 300 pounds, where I think he was 298 pounds or something like that for Gerald Washington. And for the Johan Dorper fight, he was about 304. I think it will be somewhere around that. I think that's where he probably will come in, because he will still want to, you know, obviously have his volume game. He will want to feel strong, and if he felt like he was weak at a lower weight of 283 pounds, then that probably indicates that his body hadn't adjusted to the weight cut that he'd made, because he had come down about 15 pounds from his former fight ahead of that one where he did weigh 283, and there was about 4 months between those fights. So 300 pounds, that's just my sort of best guess. I mean, what do you make of this? Is there going to be any disadvantage to him actually coming down? I mean, sort of some of these things I've talked about before, where it goes the other way, that I firmly believe that if he keeps pushing up in weight, that there will be, you know, the law of diminishing returns will sort of come into effect, and there's going to be trade-offs the bigger that he gets. Coming back down, we may actually see he's already got a decent gas tank, but potentially, if he knows this could potentially go deep and he wants to be in tip-top physical condition and he wants to have that extra stamina, being at the lower weight I think could help him. But you could also probably argue having less padding, maybe he will feel the body shots a bit more. I mean, who knows? He's already still going to be a substantial man at 300 pounds coming into the ring at a guy of 6'4" tall. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.